because um I wanted to say this. I really did intend to say this today.
Please. Word of the day. I'm about it.
Word of the day. Intend. It should be all over the screen,
Exactly.
actually. So I started this self-care series thing, and so far I have just one post out there. The work nurses do is not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not
No,
easy.
it is not.
A lot of times we're taking work home with us, and I just told you I worked last night 12 hour, well, 13-hour shift, and you have to have some discipline to take care of yourself.
Oh yeah.
It's so important to take care of yourself, because if you do not, you wake up every day giving 90%, 100% of yourself to your job and what you do, not because you want to do it, but because you are passionate about this. And you sometimes you don't even realize what you're doing.
Exactly.
You don't realize how much you're giving and how much you're losing, and you're an empty cup. So anything can happen. I had a life-changing experience at work. Where I work, I don't want to mention my workplace because
Not
that
necessarily.
then definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have views crossing all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't represent the views of the workplace. I represent my views.
There you go.
So I was working. I met this. I didn't actually meet this guy. I had a lot about him, and one morning he never showed to work. And
So I'm sorry. I'm pause. This guy was a
he's
coworker.
a nurse. Yes,
okay,
a coworker.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
No, I'm like
For the
this
people.
guy. I'm like, all right. So
No, a
why is he coming
coworker,
to your
a
job?
nurse, recently graduated from was it Framingham State with a nurse practicing
Yeah.
degree. He was a family man, young, vibrant, very I would say late 30s. Um, Never showed to work. So everyone goes looking.
No call, no show.
No call, no show. Very unlike of him. Everyone's like, no, he must have missed the schedule. He must something is wrong. He would never do this. Calling the house, calling the wife, and there's just no response, you know. And come to
jeez.
find out, he had died getting out of his bed.
Oh no.
Yes. He died getting out of his bed. He was found on the floor. At that time, his family was visiting outside of the country. So
Oh my
that's
God.
why there was a long
That's why-
stretch in trying
yeah.
to connect to him. Um, Everyone was questioning cardiac involvement. This guy looked healthy. He showed up to work.
You said late 30s. Oh my
yeah,
God.
late 30s.
That is scary.
Yes, it is scary. And what stood out with the whole we have these conversations at work, and everyone was just questioning what happened, what's going on. No one, he had never mentioned any health issues.
Yes.
So that was out of the question. So we kind of concluded that it was stress because he had just graduated it was a month after his graduation. He had just graduated, working full time, and we started to talk about self-care and what we are not doing for ourselves and how little we do to give back to our bodies, because we're putting ourselves through the stress and anxiety. You know how those shifts
Oh
can
my
go.
goodness,
Things
yes.
can happen, and you really get emotionally attached to your patients when things start to go
Definitely,
wrong, and
definitely.
you are in the moment, you are involved, and you don't realize how much you're putting into a situation.
Yes.
So that pushed me to create the whole self-care series to kind of like talk about what am I doing for myself that changes, that gives back to my body. How am I putting back what I'm taking out?
No, it's super
So
important.
yeah,
Self-care.
it is. Self-care is important. So I could have a method and that works for me and three other nurses, and another nurse could have a method that works for them. So this self-care series is more to look out different nurses. What are they doing? What are you doing? That what rejuvenates you?
Yes.
What rejuvenates you? Let's talk about this. Let's start to care for ourselves. Because only nurses know what we go through. I could have this conversation with someone in the business, and they'll be like,
Nothing.
"What are you talking about?
No.
You have 3 days off in a
Oh,
row.
yeah,
You have
God.
4 days off in a row. Do something about that."
Don't.
So yeah. So that's.
So where can we find the series?
So it's on the website as
Oh,
well.
good
So
for
it's
you.
a blog on the website as well. Newly started. I started this last week,
Okay.
and so far I have input from other nurses. So I'm gonna be posting all the blogs. So it's not just my blog. It's a blog for other nurses as well that you can contribute whatever. That's awesome. And you can send your insight about what you're doing. I see you work out a lot, and I give you a lot of credit. I give you a lot of credit. So,
No, but that's like you say, that's something that just comes super. I played sports in high school growing up. So activity is something I have to do, because if I don't do activity, then I get into those places where I'm full of stress. And you're right. No, if self-care is the best care, you can't take care of other people if you're not taking care of yourself. Word.
And that compassion fatigue, that's where it comes from. Yes. If you're doing something consistently and there's nothing changing about you, not putting back to yourself, of course, you get to the point where there's no return, unfortunately. Like in the scenario I just mentioned, it can happen. It will happen if you're not doing anything.
If you're not taking care of yourself. I love it.